Why doesn't the Large Hadron Collider melt? Once again, big simplification, but here you go. So, the beam of particles is basically a hair thin in the Large Hadron Collider. It is held in place by high-intensity magnets. High-intensity magnets in a vacuum. Heat doesn't actually travel through a vacuum all that well. If you ever had a thermos, the reason why it retains heat and keeps things cold is because basically there is a pocket of vacuum between the walls of the thermos. So heat just doesn't have anywhere to go. Heat has to travel through a medium. And even if the beam could radiate its energy out more effectively, which it sometimes does, and that is a dangerous situation, heat can only travel so fast. The fact that it is just a single concentrated beam really helps in the Large Hadron Collider's favor here. If they need to quench the beam really quick, they basically end up scattering it. So instead of being all focused on one point, it gets spread out really rapidly. Have you ever burned something with a magnifying glass? It's kind of like that. There's one point where there's very, very, very intense energy, and otherwise it basically cools down very rapidly. They scatter the beam into a graphite composite, which is very good at absorbing energy. And these absorption materials are well away from the sensitive parts of the Hadron Collider. And there are sensors within the Hadron Collider that basically detect if an experiment is going off the rails and can damage it, and shut it down as quickly as possible when that starts happening. So yeah, the LHC is only as powerful as it is when the beam is intensely focused. When it's scattered, it just does not have that much energy. And so controlled scattering prevents that energy from building up and making it melt.